The weight feels crushing, doesn't it? The endless grind where every move feels like walking through molasses. The world sells freedom like candy, but hands out chains disguised as rules. You've seen it. A system that says, be yourself, then boxes you into templates and standards. Founders, investors, leaders, they're trapped in a maze that looks like opportunity, but closes in tighter every day. The promises? Equality, progress, innovation. The reality? Comfort zones camouflaged as progress, mediocrity rewarded, brilliance suffocated. Investors wonder if their risks still matter. Founders feel their vision diluted by endless compromise. Leaders wrestle with the question nobody dares to say out loud: is the system broken beyond repair? But here's the hard truth no one's shouting loud enough. The old ways are dying. The systems built decades ago to fuel growth are now the chains strangling it. Corporate giants strangle innovation under layers of bureaucracy. Markets crave stability, but hate disruption. Banks fear the new when what we really need is the wild, the untamed spark that changes the game. And you're stuck in the middle, caught between chasing relevance and fighting conformity, desperate for a break, a breakthrough, a real pivot. But the question is, where to turn? There's a sickness in this world, hidden in plain sight. It's not just about failing companies or broken economies. It's about the failure of imagination. The ideas that could change everything are either too scary or too unproven for most to hold. The best minds, the visionaries, the radical thinkers, they aren't missing. They're isolated, misunderstood, stuck in a system with no place for their fire. This isn't about lack of talent. It's about lack of real connection. No infrastructure to link those rare few into a force that can remake the world. Here's what shakes the core. Capitalism, with all its flaws, is maybe the only system still breathing, still capable of tearing itself apart and building something new from the ashes. It's messy, chaotic, and imperfect, yes. But inside that chaos lives pure potential, the raw material for reinvention. The question is, who's brave enough to seize it? Who refuses to wait for permission, or the right moment, or for an outdated system to decide their fate? Forget the old story that capitalism is just about profits. It's really about freedom, the freedom to create, to fail, to rebuild. But freedom only works when it's owned, not given. And that ownership comes with fire in the belly, the relentless refusal to accept the status quo. The founders who see beyond quarterly earnings, the investors willing to back ideas that scare the masses, the leaders prepared to rewrite the rules, they are the ones who hold the key. What if the greatest opportunity right now isn't to play by the old rules, but to completely dismantle them? To see capitalism not as a fixed system, but as a living, breathing organism that can evolve? That can shed outdated parts like skin and grow into something new, something fierce. What if your power as an individual, your will, your vision, your resistance to easy answers, is the spark to ignite that revolution? Capitalism isn't dead. It's trapped in a cocoon. Right now, it's waiting for the few who refuse comfort, who reject consensus, who dare to burn brighter than the noise around them. This system was never meant to serve those who follow blindly. It belongs to those who challenge, who disrupt, who build networks of power that don't just scale, but transform. It's for those who know that real change doesn't come from the center, from safe middle ground, but from the edges, the outliers, the radicals, the rare few. So how do you break free? First, stop looking for quick fixes inside a broken framework. Stop hoping that small adjustments will solve deep-rooted flaws. The change you crave is bigger than policies or market tweaks. It's about reshaping reality itself. To do that, start by questioning everything, especially the truths you've been raised to accept. Why follow rules designed for yesterday's world? Why accept systems that reward conformity and punish brilliance? To reinvent capitalism, You have to unlearn what you think you know. Next, align yourself with those who burn like you do, the ones who don't just talk about change, but live it every day. True power comes from connection, not isolation. The rare few who refuse to settle become a force greater than the sum of their parts when they find each other. This isn't about belonging to a group or community. It's about creating a network where your individuality fuels collective strength, where differences aren't erased but celebrated, where the misunderstood become indispensable. Patience is your secret weapon. The world lives on sound bites and instant wins, but true reinvention demands a long game. It's a slow burn, a relentless push that outlasts trends and fads. The system favors the patient because the patient don't crack under pressure. They become the pressure. Through patience, the radical individual becomes a cornerstone for a new architecture of power. Be ruthless. Freedom isn't a gift, it's a battlefield. It doesn't smile gently. It demands everything and settles for nothing. It requires stripping away the illusions of convenience and comfort that quietly kill your fire every day. To be free within capitalism means to wield your will as a weapon, to be unshakable in your purpose no matter what the world tells you. This isn't theory. This is the real deal for founders and investors staring at a future that looks more unstable every day. The companies built on yesterday's ideas will die or stagnate. The portfolios chasing safe returns will crumble in an unpredictable world. The leaders who cling to old hierarchies will lose relevance fast. But those who understand that capitalism is not fixed, who see it as something to be remade by their own hands, those people will own tomorrow. You've felt it, that burning tension inside you, that voice that says you were made for more than this scripted life. That the future isn't locked down in some far-off boardroom or government building, but can be shaped, twisted, and turned by the bold few willing to act now. This is a call not for comfort, but for courage. Not for following, but for leading. Not for waiting, but for relentless doing. Imagine a world where capitalism is what it was always meant to be, a system of endless possibilities, where failure fuels innovation, where riches are rewards for daring, where individual sovereignty means more than just money, but real power to effect change. A world where the rare don't have to hide or apologize, but are given the room, the tools, and the connections to revolutionize everything. That world is not just a dream, it's the next step, and it's yours for the taking, but only if you refuse to settle. Only if you stop being a spectator to a dying system and start being the pioneer of what comes next. Because capitalism in its rawest, most brutal form is not the end of history. It's the beginning of what you make it. So burn the rule books, tear down the walls. Look for those who match your fire, build the bridges nobody else dares. This system needs the few who defy it, who refuse to be tamed, who wield their will like a weapon. If you can do that, if you can see capitalism not as a cage but as a forge, then you're not just surviving a broken world. You're rebuilding it. No one else will do it for you. This is your fight, your moment, your fire. You've got the power to reinvent capitalism because capitalism, messy and flawed as it is, still belongs to those who dare. If you've felt the pull, the itch, the raw, unstoppable hunger inside, then let that be the signal. Step up, connect, burn, because the last system standing capable of deep reinvention is the one you already live in. It just needs the right hands to set it free.